Did you know that the plants growing right in your backyard might hold the key to a healthier planet? Yes, we're talking about native plants, the unsung heroes of our ecosystems. So what exactly is a native plant? A native plant is a species that naturally occurs in a specific region, ecosystem, or habitat without any human intervention. These plants have evolved over thousands, sometimes millions of years to adapt to the local climate, soil conditions, and the living organisms around them. They belong to that place just like puzzle pieces fit into their respective slots. Take, for example, the milkweed in the United States, a native plant that provides food and a breeding ground for monarch butterflies. Or the Sundari trees in the Sundarbans of Bangladesh, which are native to the region and play a crucial role in the mangrove ecosystem. Now you might be wondering, what about non-native plants? Well, native plants are different from non-native or exotic species which are introduced to a region either intentionally or by accident. Sometimes these non-native plants can become invasive, disrupting the balance of the natural ecosystem. Native plants have an important role to play in the environment. Imagine your home was perfectly tailored to your every need, requiring no extra effort to survive. That's exactly what native plants experience in their natural habitat. But why does this matter? Well, that's exactly what we're going to explore today.
Native plants are like VIPs for local wildlife. They offer exactly what the local animals need to thrive, creating a natural haven for birds, insects, and other creatures. For instance, bees rely heavily on native flowers for nectar. These plants bloom at the right time of year and have just the right kind of flowers to attract and sustain pollinators. Take the monarch butterfly as another example. It lays its eggs exclusively on milkweed plants. Without milkweed, monarch caterpillars wouldn't have a food source and the butterfly population would dwindle. And it's not just insects. Birds, like hummingbirds, depend on native plants for nectar and seeds. The relationship is so specific that some birds can only feed from certain flowers that have evolved to match their beak shape. Native plants also provide shelter for local wildlife. Dense shrubs offer a safe spot for nesting birds and small mammals to hide from predators. In short, native plants and local wildlife have co-evolved over thousands of years. This partnership ensures that every creature, big or small, finds its place in the ecosystem. And here's something amazing. By planting native species in your yard, you're directly helping to protect the wildlife in your area. One flower, one tree, one plant, it all makes a difference.
Native plants are the backbone of biodiversity. They create a habitat that supports a wide variety of life, from tiny insects to large mammals. When you plant native species, you're inviting biodiversity into your backyard. These plants provide food, shelter, and breeding grounds for countless creatures, many of which can't survive on non-native plants. It's like a buffet for nature. Bees and butterflies get nectar, birds feed on seeds, and mammals use the trees and shrubs for nesting or shelter. Each plant supports a different set of species, all interconnected in a delicate balance, and it's not just about individual species, it's about whole ecosystems. Wetlands, forests, prairies, and deserts all rely on native plants to maintain their unique biodiversity. Native plants are also critical for protecting endangered species. Many rare animals depend on specific native plants for survival. If those plants disappear, these animals may follow. The good news, you can help preserve biodiversity right where you live. By planting a mix of native species, you're giving your local wildlife the resources they need to thrive, while helping to maintain the natural beauty of our world.
One of the greatest strengths of native plants is their perfect adaptation to local conditions. These plants have spent thousands of years evolving to thrive in their specific environment. Unlike non-native plants that might struggle with the soil, climate, or local pests, native plants know the terrain. They grow naturally in the available soil, survive the local weather, and resist the diseases and pests common in the area. Take drought-tolerant native plants, for example. They've adapted to need less water and can survive harsh summers without constant watering. Meanwhile, non-native plants might require extra care and resources to stay alive. Even in extreme conditions, like salty coastal areas or windy highlands, native plants stand strong. They've developed traits to survive and even thrive in places where other plants would struggle. This means native plants are not just good for the environment, they're also good for you. They require less effort to grow, no need for chemical fertilizers, and less water. They practically take care of themselves. By choosing native plants, you're not just getting a garden that's easier to maintain, you're also investing in a sustainable future for your local environment.
Native plants are not just part of the environment, they're woven into the cultural and historical fabric of communities. For centuries, they've been used for food, medicine, and rituals by the people who lived closest to them. Many native plants hold traditional knowledge. For example, elders in indigenous communities pass down the medicinal uses of plants like neem, turmeric, or echinacea. These plants have been trusted remedies for generations. Native plants also play a key role in cultural celebrations. From flower garlands in festivals to leaves used in spiritual rituals, these plants symbolize heritage and identity. Even our diets reflect this connection. Native fruits, grains, and vegetables have shaped local cuisines and farming practices for thousands of years, offering flavors and nutrition perfectly suited to the region. These plants also appear in art, literature, and folklore, inspiring stories, poetry, and even the designs on ancient pottery. By preserving native plants, we're also preserving the cultural and historical heritage that they represent. It's like keeping a living record of the past for future generations to appreciate and learn from.
Native plants aren't just good for the environment, they're also great for the economy. By growing and using native plants, we can support local businesses and reduce expenses. First, native plants save money. They're naturally adapted to the local soil and climate, which means they require less water, no chemical fertilizers, and fewer pest control measures. Less maintenance means less spending. Second, native plants boost local economies. Nurseries that grow and sell native species, as well as landscapers who specialize in native plant gardens, all benefit from this growing demand. They're also a cornerstone for sustainable agriculture. Native crops, like grains and fruits, require fewer resources and often produce better yields in their natural environment. This helps farmers cut costs while maintaining high productivity. Native plants also drive ecotourism. Parks, nature reserves, and hiking trails filled with native flora attract visitors and create jobs in conservation, tourism, and education. And let's not forget about value-added products. Herbal teas, oils, and even cosmetics made from native plants have become popular both locally and globally, creating new business opportunities. By choosing native plants, we're not only investing in our environment, but also in a sustainable and thriving economy that benefits everyone. Native plants are nature's own soil and water guardians. They've evolved alongside their environment to improve and protect the ground they grow in. Their deep root systems play a crucial role in preventing soil erosion. By holding the soil firmly in place, native plants reduce runoff and keep the land intact, even during heavy rains. These roots also help water seep into the ground, recharging underground aquifers. Unlike non-native species that can cause water to run off the surface, native plants improve water absorption and reduce flooding risks. And there's more. Native plants act like natural filters. As water flows through their roots, they trap pollutants and prevent harmful chemicals from reaching rivers and lakes. They also improve soil health by adding organic matter as they grow and decompose. This enriches the soil with nutrients and creates a thriving environment for microorganisms. With native plants, the soil becomes more fertile over time, needing fewer artificial fertilizers. And healthier soil means a healthier ecosystem for everything that depends on it. So, by planting native species, we're not just growing a garden, we're building a foundation for cleaner water and richer soil, ensuring the health of our environment for years to come. Climate change is challenging ecosystems around the world, but native plants have a secret weapon. They've adapted over centuries to survive local climate extremes. Take drought-resistant plants as an example. Their specialized adaptations like deep roots and water-retentive leaves allow them to thrive even during prolonged dry spells, reducing the need for irrigation. Some native plants even act as natural barriers. Mangroves, for instance, can reduce the impact of storm surges and prevent coastal erosion, shielding vulnerable communities from rising sea levels. Native plants are also critical in recovery efforts. After wildfires or floods, they regrow faster than non-native species, helping ecosystems bounce back more quickly. And let's not forget their role in fighting climate change itself. Native plants sequester carbon efficiently, locking it in their roots and the surrounding soil, which helps reduce greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. By planting and protecting native species, we're not just adapting to climate change, we're actively mitigating its effects, ensuring a more resilient future for our planet. Keeping a garden beautiful can be a lot of work, but not if you choose native plants. These plants come with a built-in advantage. They're perfectly adapted to your local climate and soil. Because native plants are used to the natural rainfall patterns, they need much less water than non-native species. This means lower water bills and less time spent on irrigation. They're also resistant to local pests, so there's no need for costly pesticides or treatments. Nature takes care of its own with native plants. Forget about expensive fertilizers. Native plants have evolved to thrive in the soil they're planted in, making them a budget-friendly and eco-friendly choice. Plus, native plants are naturally hardy, which means less pruning, trimming, and replanting. Once established, they practically take care of themselves. By choosing native plants, you're not just saving money, you're saving time and effort, all while enjoying a garden that stays beautiful year-round.
Native plants are more than just a part of our environment. They're the foundation of a thriving ecosystem, a connection to our cultural roots and a step toward a sustainable future. When we choose native plants, we're not just gardening. We're supporting local wildlife, conserving water, reducing maintenance costs, and even combating climate change. Every seed planted and every garden nurtured is a small act of conservation that leaves a lasting impact. So the next time you plan your garden, remember to go native. It's not just good for the planet, it's good for all of us. Let's grow a greener, healthier world together, one native plant at a time.